Hello everyone, it's the Nan from the Parliament Games team. I'm the person who is not only responsible for breaking the game, but also marketing the game. So we're going to go over how to market a Roblox game. And I'll give you a hint, it's the same thing as marketing any other product. When you market a product, you want to market it before it even is made. And we're going to go through everything you need to know about marketing. At least, okay, not everything, but we're going to go over some pointers. And I'll give you a hint. We already have marketed the game. In fact, we are currently marketing the game as we speak. I'll give you another hint. This video is part of the marketing phase. We are marketing the game as we speak, and we're using something called social media. It is your best friend. Social media is free, and it is the best way to market your game. You need to hype it up. You need to tell people about it. You need to use YouTube, which is we're already doing. You need to use Twitter. You need to use Instagram, Facebook, Twitch, Pinterest, Discord, TikTok, Reddit, any social media platform, and every social media platform. Now, there is something to keep in mind. Some platforms are really easy to market on. Other platforms are not. For example, while Reddit is a great platform, there are many unspoken rules and guidelines when it comes to promoting through subreddits. Many don't like self-promotion, but there are some that do. So it's a little bit trickier to navigate than just something like YouTube or Twitter or Instagram. Facebook requires a little bit of extra work. There are so many ways to market a game that you want to kind of do them all. With YouTube, there are some different options that you can do. You can document the progress so that everybody is on the page that you are with making a game. Now, if you're something of a AAA game studio or something, you're not going to want to document the entire process. But there are some things that game developers to this day do on YouTube in order to push out their game. And that is creating a game trailer. Game trailers are the most powerful way to market a game. Actually, the second most powerful way. The first most popular way is to actually have people play the game. I'll get to that in a moment. But basically, YouTube and Twitter are the best ways to market a game. But also Discord, depending on the communities that you're a part of. So, we're going to break this down. But first, let's talk about internal marketing. Internal marketing is using your friends, your family, your coworkers' family, your coworkers' friends, former employees, former classmates, former teachers, and your alma mater. More than likely than not, you have an alma mater. It is the university that you graduated from. And that is going to be a major resource. But the best resource is your coworkers and their friends and their family. You tell them that you're making a game, they tell their friends that you're making a game, and it spirals out there. We are a team of less than 50 people. We are not a huge company, and this Parliament Games team is even fewer than that. However, we all have friends, family, co-workers that we can use to help market the game. The more players you have that are guaranteed to play your game, the better. When you can guarantee players playing your game on day one, that is the best way to do it. Okay? Anything that is guaranteed to work is something that you want to do. You most likely have ways of contacting your friends, even former employees, even former classmates, maybe teachers, maybe current classmates if you're still in college. Either way, there is a number of ways to do so. You can just tell them about it. You can share them a link, like, hey, check this out, I made this. And there's also some other ways you can kind of market that game. Now, the next part is external marketing, which is most marketing, honestly. So, again, external marketing consists of just pushing your game to above and beyond. You make ads, you make a game trailer, you talk to journalists, public relations, bloggers, Twitch streamers, YouTubers, Instagram influencers, Roblox itself. You talk to everyone and anyone you can and hype up the game up until the launch day. Launch day is the day that you are launching that game. Launch day is a super important date that you want to have everyone playing your game. Or not. But in general, you do want to kind of find those people that are going to help you push your game to the next level. As much as internal marketing is great, the best way to make sure that your game is successful is to do some external marketing. Now, when it comes to advertisements, that's going to cost money. Guarantee you it's going to cost money. You have to pay for Facebook ads, YouTube ads, and basically you just want to show off your game. In your game trailer, you want to show off your game. People want to see how you play it. What's it about? Is there a story? Is there, like, what genre is it? And you don't necessarily want to include music if you don't have a music team. There are many non-copyrighted music, but they often stinge on the idea that it's not for advertising, it's not for commercial reasons. So you do want to check those licenses before you use any music in your trailers. But music is a good thing, but what's even better is using the actual gameplay to show off your game. Also, you're going to want to talk to some public relations specialists. You're going to want to talk to some PR people, journalists. Gaming journalists consist of Polygon, there is Kotaku, there's IGN. Now, for something like Roblox, it's a little bit more complicated, but either way, you still want to reach out to those people and maybe talk about, like, what is your angle? Find your angle. And sometimes it's not just about the game, sometimes it's about the story, the journey. How people with no experience in making games has now made their first game without coding. And we can kind of talk through that process and tell them, hey, we want a story, this is our story, this is how we got here, and now we're launching our first game. You ideally want to reach out to these people before launch day, so that the story breaks before launch day. Okay? And then there's the bloggers that you can reach out to. There's so many different gaming blogs and vlogs. There's Twitch streamers that you're going to reach out to. There's YouTubers. Now, I'm someone who I stream on Twitch and YouTube on my own. So I've built up those connections with those people. So those people that I'm probably going to reach out to, the people that I've already connected with. You don't necessarily want to reach out immediately to the #1 streamers and YouTubers. Anyone that can push out your game is a great resource. Doesn't matter how many subscribers they have. It doesn't matter how many viewers they have. You want to talk to them And let's be honest, the smaller they are, the more likely they're going to do it for free. And when you can do it for free, and ask a favor of them, like, hey, can you do this? Like, I made this game, can you check it out? That is going to be a great way to push your game to the next level. Discord communities are also great. If you're already a part of a Discord community, maybe you want to say, hey, check it out. I made this game. You also sometimes, not always, sometimes you want to reach out to also Instagram influencers. Not necessarily. It depends on the product. Depends on the game. You're probably not going to have as much success with Instagram influencers, but who knows? If you know them, you might as well use them. Especially if they like playing games. And then also, Roblox itself. There are many ways to go through Roblox and kind of say, hey, yo, check out my game. And so that's kind of what you want to do. And Roblox itself will market the game as well. Sort of. Roblox, when you publish a game, is going to go up onto the hub, and that'll be a way for people to find your game. So, that's that. That is how you externally market a game. So let's go over the best part. Launch day. Launch day is a super important day. When is the perfect time to launch a game? It depends. I recommend Fridays, because then people will be able to play your game and over the weekend. And when you get Fridays, Saturday, and Sunday for everyone to play your game, that is brilliant. You also may want to consider holidays, but it depends. Because you want to check out what other games are being launched during the time you want to. Sorry. You do not want to compete with a AAA game release when you are launching your first game. So, you want to make sure that you're not choosing a date that conflicts with really big release days, because you're going to get overshadowed very quickly. But how do you prepare for a launch day? Well, you want to market first. You want to make sure that everyone is on the same page. Whether it's they need to break a story, whether it's they need to play the game, whatever it is, you want to make sure that everyone is on the same page. Now, ideally, you also want to prepare for the instance when everyone is playing a game. For online games, for example, servers can crash, things can go very wrong, bugs can be found. And so the process of making a game does not end when it releases. Now, since we're talking about Roblox, it really depends. Because Roblox is a little bit different from something like on Steam. There might be some factors that you cannot control. And there may be some factors that you can control. And that's why you want to make sure that everything is good to go, preferably before launch day. And then when you launch the game, when you launch your game, you want to make sure that everybody knows what time it's launching. Not only what day it's launching, but what time it's going live. And you want to be careful about time zones. Now, the best time to launch a game is midnight. It's typically midnight for anyone. You can just make it for something like Steam, for example. You can set it so that it launches all at midnight for every single time zone. So it would be 12 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. It would be 12 a.m. well, daylight time, whatever, Eastern Time. It'd be 12 a.m. UK time, 12 a.m. Australia time, and so on. Or, when you're something like Roblox, you can also set it up so it launches at an exact time. And if you're going to do that, you want to make sure everybody knows what time that is. You could maybe choose like 12 a.m. Eastern time, and so then everyone would adjust accordingly for that prep time. You want people to be anticipating the game and know when it's going to go live. And then what do you do? What do you expect for launch day? Okay? Here's what you expect. You expect that things will go wrong. As much as we love a perfect launch day, there is so many instances where something goes wrong. Servers crash. The game breaks. Maybe the website goes down. Either way, there's probably going to be about 1 million things that go wrong. And some things that go right. So you want to prepare for that. You want to expect feedback, expect people to talk about it. You also want to prepare a hashtag. Ideally a hashtag that not many people use, or actually, it really depends. But you want to prepare a hashtag either way, a universal hashtag that people can use all over social media to promote your game, to talk about your game. For example, since we're making an escape room, we might want to use hashtag escape room and just kind of push it out. Check it out, we made a hashtag escape room, or something like that. And so that will also be a great way to unify everyone so you can keep track of the game. That's just some things that you want to keep in mind. Now, what do you do after launch day? Well, it doesn't stop there. What is the next phase? Well, the next phase is fixing any bugs that people catch. It's about preparing your next project. Ideally, when you're a studio, you want your next project to be already in production when you launch the game. So, and by production, I mean like pre-production. Like, you want to start brainstorming, you want to start planning, you want to start going through the steps all over again. You also want to prepare for the instances that it might blow up. For example, it took Among Us 2 years, so it released Among Us, a game made by a small team of developers, launched in 2018, and in 2020, it blew up because a Twitch streamer named SodaPoppin streamed it on his stream, and then everyone followed suit because everybody enjoyed the game. Now, that's not necessarily going to happen to you, but it could, if you market it right. And so you want to prepare for when that day comes. And you cannot anticipate that day, because the internet is weird sometimes. Sometimes it takes several years for the game to actually gain traction. Sometimes it gains traction right away. Sometimes there are no elements that you can control, and sometimes there are things that you can't control. You want to make sure that everything you can control is done and set up. So, for example, if we go back to our social media, let's run through it. For YouTube, you definitely want to have that game trailer on YouTube. You want to title it official trailer, okay? You also, like official game trailer. You also, depending on what you're doing, you may want to check out the videos that are being made on them. You want people outside of your channel to make content on the game. For example, when the game launches, I already plan to make a video on the game on my channel. I've already planned this out. And the more you can do that, the better it is, because then more people will know about it than not. So the more you can push that game to other places, the better. And you want to make sure that people include a link to the game, either in the description, in commands, whatever they need to do, you want to make sure they link the game so people know about it. People know where to play it. Twitter is your best friend in this case. Not always, but in this case it is. Because Twitter is gonna help you gain traction more than anything else. So you want to tweet out, hey, check out our game. And sometimes you want to have like a Twitter dedicated to that game. Not always. It depends. It really, really depends. Yeah, it just really depends. Sometimes you want it just on the game studio. Sometimes you just want it on. Sometimes you just don't want it. For Twitch, Twitch is a little bit tricky. You preferably want people to stream your game, and they would stream it on the Roblox or something. If you are making your own game, like not through Roblox, then you would want to submit a game directory, or you would want to have people play it under another category or something. But typically speaking, if you're launching like your own game, like outside of Roblox or outside one of those kinds of studios, resources, you would want to like submit through like a game directory and tell Twitch that this should exist. In terms of Pinterest, it depends. Pinterest is a little tricky sometimes because it's very different from all the other platforms. Discord, you just kind of want to tell people about it. Link it. Just like, if you have friends on Discord, if you want to like say, hey guys, I made this game. Could you guys check this out? Same thing through TikTok. Less than 60 seconds, want to promote that game. Reddit, it depends. You might want to make a subreddit for that game, for the game that you're making, so that people can kind of talk about it. Or, you can also kind of piggyback off of, another Reddit. Maybe there's like there's r/games, I think, that is, or r/video games, one of the two, or maybe both, that are dedicated for like gaming communities. And sometimes you can also do r/game devs as well. You can kind of talk about your experience and that kind of thing. Yeah. So that is just a little bit of what marketing a game, how you market a game. The more you can, again, okay, just to recap, the more that you can guarantee people playing your game on launch day, the better. So use your resources. Definitely use your resources. Check out the link down in the description to prepare for our own launch day. We are in the crux of making our game, and if you're watching this by April 15th, then maybe, just maybe, we have an actual game. And also, one thing you want to do is when you launch that game, leave a link in the description of every single one of your videos so that people can know, hey, I finished making that game I was talking about. Check it out. And that is how you market a game. If you feel free to leave a like, comment down below, subscribe for more content, and if this day is past April 15th, check the link down in the description. Maybe there's a game down there. Alright guys, I hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!